south on the A5 from Milton Keynes, heading towards Dunstable and Aylesbury. I'm going to pretend that I don't know the lane that I need on the roundabout that I'm approaching, and it's going to be one of those spiralling type roundabouts. I'm going to be following the signs to Leighton Buzzard and Aylesbury. As I come round the bend, I can see a sign, warning triangle, that there's traffic lights ahead. So I'm just lifting off the gas, slowing down a little bit so I don't catch up on the car in front, and then looking for the road signs. On the first sign I can see Leighton Buzzard and Aylesbury is the third exit, and it's the A4146. So now I'm planning my move into the right hand lane, and the junction was at about 2 o'clock. Next sign here on the left is telling me right hand lane for Leighton Buzzard and Aylesbury, A4146. So I'm signalling right and picking up the lane for A4146. So they've put us in this right hand lane. When I go onto the roundabout, I keep well over to the right. Looking at the road markings, it tells me A4146, and now I just follow this lane around. There's going to be a new lane growing from the right hand side, spiralling out. I do not go in it, I just stay in this lane, keeping an eye on the traffic lights. They're changing, so I'm stopping, which is good because it gives us an opportunity to discuss the exit. So I'm going to be taking the next exit. I can see the signpost says Aylesbury and Leighton Buzzard, A4146, and there's 2 lanes leaving the roundabout. So if I just follow this lane round, I will leave the roundabout in the correct lane. Haven't had to change lanes. I am going to change the signal though. Once I leave the roundabout into the right hand lane, because I've got this red van on the left, I've now got to get over to the left hand side. Traffic lights are green, so I'm speeding up, checking it's safe to come over to the left, so I'm just feeding back over to the left. And so those spiralling roundabouts are as simple as that. Get in the lane they've put you in, stay in it, and everything will be okay. If you find yourself in the wrong lane on one of those roundabouts, just make sure you check properly, signal correctly. If you need to change lanes, don't just swerve over and change lanes without checking. Potentially very dangerous. So now we're going to tackle the same roundabout as if I'm coming from Aylesbury on the A4146, and I'm going to be following the signs to Bedford. As I approach, I'm checking the first sign. I can see Bedford is the third exit, and it's about 1 o'clock. So as it's the third exit, I will be expecting it to be the right hand lane. So I'm already moving over to the right, and then I'm looking at the next sign that's in front of me now on the island, and that's confirming the right hand lane is for Bedford. So they've put me in the right hand lane, so I stay in the right hand lane. Remembering we want the third exit, we've just gone past the first. Traffic lights are red, road markings tell me Bedford, and the lane on my left is now taking the second exit off up towards Milton Keynes. So I follow the broken white line on the left all the way up to the island, and then turn into the left hand lane. Change the signal to a left signal, leave the roundabout, monitoring the right hand side of the car because there are 2 lanes leaving there going to Bedford. And again, simple as that. Get in the lane they put you in, stay in it, unless there's some reason you need to change lanes. So travelling south on the A5 again, from Milton Keynes, approaching the traffic light control roundabout. This time we're going to be following the signs to Fenny Stratford. Again, as I come round the bend and I see this warning triangle for the traffic lights telling me they're 500 yards away, 510 yards. I'm now looking at the signs for Fenny Stratford. It's not on the first signpost, but it's on the second, and it's the 4th exit round at about 4 o'clock. So needing to move into the right hand lane. And when I get to the roundabout, I will again aim for the right hand lane. Basic principle of these traffic light controlled roundabouts is as you go past the exit before the one you want, you need to be planning to be in the left-hand lane. So that's exactly what we are going to be doing. So moving on to the roundabout, moving into the right-hand lane. And now I'm just staying in this right-hand lane. Stopping at the traffic lights. So as I go through the traffic lights, there will be another lane spiralling out from the right-hand side. I'm not going to go in it. Basic principles, what lane they put you in on entry, stay in it. So new lane spiraling from the right, keeping out of it. Now looking at the road markings, it says Fen for Fenny. So that's confirmation that I am in the correct lane. I'm keeping the right signal on this time. And this is the exit before the one we want. So now I'm aiming for the island, keeping the right signal on, and then following the island round. So I'm now in the left-hand lane and time to change the signal. And follow this lane and it takes me off up to Fenny Stratford. Okay, so now we're coming away from Fenny Stratford, again heading towards the same roundabout, and we're going to be following the signs to Aylesbury and Leighton Buzzard. Looking at the first picture, it's the 4th exit round at about 2:30. So again, I'm expecting it to be the right hand lane, and this next bunch of signs in front of me confirms that. There are 3 lanes and we want the right hand lane. So sweeping round into the right hand lane, nice gentle approach, keeping an eye on the mirror in case there's somebody rushing up behind me who looks like he's not going to stop. Then I can brace myself. Traffic lights are changing, signalling right. They've put us in the right hand lane, so we go onto the roundabout into the right hand lane. Looking at the road markings, A4146 is the right hand lane, and now we just stay in the right hand lane. Sorry, stay in the lane, don't go in the new one. Follow this round. Now this has already moved us 1 lane to the left, and this lane is signposted A5, but I do know the road layout, and then it does go round to the Aylesbury and Dunstable turn off. So it just reinforces the principle, whatever lane they put you in, stay in it. Don't go into the new lane that spirals out from the right. But on that occasion, the lane that did spiral out from the right did have the road marking A4146 in it. So if I'd gone into that, I wouldn't have been wrong either. So now I'm coming from Aylesbury on the A4146, and we're going to be following the signs to Milton Keynes A5. As we're approaching the signs, looking for Milton Keynes A5, it's the 2nd exit and it's 10 o'clock. So there I would be expecting it to be the left lane. And as I approach, the signpost now in front of me confirms Milton Keynes A5 is indeed the left lane. This lane is also going off at the 1st exit, of course, to Fenny Stratford. So this 1 lane is covering 2 exits. Lights turning green, move forward on green. Next set of lights are also just changing. Looking over to the right, making sure the traffic's stopping. And now here, don't want the 1st exit, so move into the left lane, following the island round. Remember the principle, as you go past the exit before the one you want, you need to be in the left lane. It can't be wrong. Well, I suppose I should never say never. It's incredibly highly unlikely to be wrong. I can't imagine time that it would be wrong.